All right, we ready?
Yeah.
All right, Happy New Year to everyone and welcome back to another 5K Tennis podcast. We are hoping for another good year and another great ATP and WTA season. And hopefully all of you will join along for the ride, right?
Definitely.
So let's go. Let's get this going. Hopefully for a good show today, so stay tuned and let's see how it goes. By the way, this is a direct continuation from our last show. There will be a link above just in case you missed that show, so click there. And you can follow along with all the comments and the stories from the last show and then catch right up. So also there will be a link above for our tennis racket giveaway. Again, if you have missed this and are just tuning in, Carla and I do a tennis racket giveaway for every major tennis tournament, all four of them. So check out the link below and you will know the rules, how to qualify, and where to put your picks in order to try to win the tennis racket for the Australian Open. All right, everybody ready?
Yes.
Let's go! Come on, let's go! Let's get ready. All right, let's jump right in. You ready, Carla?
Sure, let's go.
All right, so generally we try not to get too personal, but Carla and I had an interesting story from yesterday, and it involved stringing and the game of tennis, so I thought we would share it. Don't you think we should share it?
I think we should. Why not? It's rare when we get phone calls.
So what our story is yesterday early on, Carla and I received a phone call from a gentleman that was traveling to this general area for some type of league match, right?
Right. There's a lot of league matches, maybe like 30 minutes away from us. We live in the island, but there's a lot of tennis outside of that.
Yeah, 30, 45 minutes away type thing. So we got this phone call, and the gentleman was a little on the, frustrated side. You could sense it, and he was looking for a racket stringer that could string a tennis racket for him that unfortunately had popped just before the important match that he was about to play, or within the same day. Unfortunately, the only thing he found was someone that could drop it off and maybe pick it up in a day or two. So he called us. I guess he found us on the internet, and I said, sure, you can come on out and you can hang out and even wait at my home, talk tennis with my kids. We have 5 of them that all play, and absolutely, I'll do your tennis racket while you wait. That was kind of it. So he shows up at the house, pulls in, and you could tell he was a little maybe perturbed about breaking his racket string, a little bit.
Well, the problem in our area is that anytime you drop off a racket, you're not going to get it back the same day. Yeah, usually you wait 2 days.
Something like that.
Especially with the holidays. We just celebrated New Year's.
True. So he shows up and he requested immediately a certain string, and we did not have that string. And when I told him that, it looked like his day got even worse.
Yeah, I would be pretty upset too.
We know the feeling as players. Players tend to get very meticulous about their strings, especially at the higher levels, or anybody for that matter, not necessarily higher levels, but you could tell he was a player that was stuck with his own string preference.
You can't blame him for that.
Can't blame him. So Carla and I recommended a certain string, and he looked a little reluctant, but because we recommended it, he said, go ahead and do that one, but I want 2 rackets the same way, so I cut the strings out of his other one and strung both the same way. So I had them both done in about an hour, and he left. Again, he had great conversations with the kids. Really fun time, but you could tell he was a little uneasy about the string. So fast forward, Carla and I had trained the 5 kids on the tennis court that day. We walked back in the door, and sometimes it's frustrating for us to train our own kids. And I noticed there was a phone call last night coming in. I knew it was the same gentleman's number. So my inclination is that us human beings this day and age are so busy and caught up in what we do that I figured there was no doubt it was going to be not nice, right?
Yeah.
I told Carl, I was like, man, this can't be good. People don't thank people much anymore, so this is probably going to be pretty rough. So I answered the phone and say hello, and I was prepared for the worst. However, that's not what occurred. The gentleman raved about the strings that we recommended for him, and I'll let the cat out of the bag. It was a Y-Tech string, which was the Pentapower Twisted, which we both, Carla and I, play with and have for a long time. He said he had never hit so well, with so much control, etc., and looked out or has asked how to get those strings. Of course, we gave him the website and the link, and even mentioned the owner of the company, Ivor Savage. And this entire team has always been absolutely staunch and hardcore for us, including their salespeople. So again, the thanks that we got yesterday for the YTech strings was amazing. So check out that we did put a link below for the YTech strings website. Check them out. Again, over the years, we've gotten so much thanks and gratitude for the strings, and it's nice to have a platform for us to thank YTech. So YTech, if you ever see this, then great, we love you. If not, then from two stringers' perspectives and two longtime players' perspectives all over the country and more, check them out. They're really a strong company with even more stellar customer service.
And great prices.
So again, I'll put a link in the description below, and we're going to move forward to scores, results, etc., where Carla will take over. I wrote this part down that Carla and I were so happy about the results we got yesterday that we went ahead and put in our 2019 order yesterday with the owner himself, Ivor. We ordered the following strings: the Quadro Twist, the Square X, and the Hexagon X. And we can't wait to do our string testing with them from a stringer's perspective on our stringing machine, which is behind me, and also to play test that string as well. And we're brutally honest, so I can't wait to do the string test and the play test. All right, so let's go. Come on. Let's go. I had a great day yesterday. Fired up about it. Looking forward to a good show. And when someone calls you to thank you this day and age, absolutely thought I hit a backhand winner down the line for match point. Let's go. All right. Carla, it's all yours for matches, results, and analysis. And why don't we start with Brisbane, men and women?
Busy day yesterday. Actually, the past 2 days were busy days for tennis. Some big winners, some big seed players were knocked out. So
let's roll.
Let's start with the men's. Justin and I actually watched this match. Wilfried Tsonga from France.
Joe Wilfried, yeah.
Joe Wilfried. Nadal withdrew from this tournament. Rafael Nadal withdrew from this tournament, so a lucky loser was put in. Taro Daniil from Japan, actually a pretty decent player.
Taro Daniil beat Djokovic last year, I think, in Indian Wells, and it might have been, I think it was Indian Wells actually, but Taro Daniil's no joke.
Yeah, you look at him and you don't think he's a big player, but we watched him last night. We watched the whole match. Wilfried Tsonga won that match 7-6, 6-3. Good match for him, but I still didn't see him 100%. His shot selections were a little bit off to me.
Yeah, he was overhitting in some spots, underhitting at others, some dinking some balls in the net when he was 5 feet behind the baseline, and like he almost lost court position at times. But nonetheless, he pulled the match out. I love Joe Wilfried. I always have, the Frenchman. But Taro Daniil's no joke, and I enjoyed the match.
I think we'll see him for many years. Next match, notable match, was the number 4 seed in this tournament, Daniil Medvedev from Russia.
He played Murray, right?
He played Andy Murray from Great Britain.
I told you he'd win that in straight sets.
He won it pretty easily, in my opinion, 7-5, 6-2. Tough loss for Andy Murray, but I don't think he should get discouraged. You know, it's tough to come back from a hip injury. I've been lucky enough not to have any injuries in tennis. I know you have. But he should keep pushing. If he still loves the sport, keep pushing and not feel down about this match.
Yeah, lest we not forget the intensity of Murray's injury in the hip. That's an awful place for a tennis player to have an injury. Even a surgeon said most people don't even come near from coming back from that and will always, quote-unquote, have pain. But again, Medvedev is an up-and-coming star, and I really think Medvedev will be top 10, maybe top 20. I think he may even be top 20. No, I'm not sure. But I think Medvedev will be top 10 eventually.
Okay.
Good job, Murray, but even a better job for you, Medvedev.
Next match was the number 7 seed of this tournament, Alex de Minaur from Australia.
Love this guy.
Defeated another Australian, Jordan Thompson, 6-4, 6-2. We did not watch this match. They didn't put it on. They didn't broadcast it anywhere.
You know, I'm a big, huge fan of de Minaur, but I've never heard of Jordan Thompson. I have to do some research there. Great score, but remind me to study for the next show, Jordan Thompson. Good job for getting 4-2 with de Minaur. De Minaur's a force.
Yeah.
Both Australian guys.
To me, this was I was down about this one. Kei Nishikori from Japan defeated Grigor Dimitrov from Bulgaria. 7-5, 7-5. I think it's a tough loss for Dimitrov. I mean, with coaches Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf, to lose like that, I don't know. He's going the same route again, to me.
Well, it's a little too early to tell. We have an international viewer in Singapore. I'm fairly certain. Excuse me, Wayne Mchia, if I'm wrong here. He's followed this show forever. I should know, but I'm fairly certain Singapore, with a wonderful mother who follows the show too, who made a comment the other day that Grigor Dimitrov will ultimately be the best exhibition type player in the world. You'd have to read the comments to kind of follow the wit behind that. But I'm a Dimitrov fan, and I have been for a very long time. An early loss to Nishikori. Don't sulk too much because Nishikori's a fine player. However, Nishikori's been injured quite a lot in the past couple of years, but he's no joke. So hopefully the best for Dimitrov, but great job, Nishikori.
On to the women's matches. Donna Vekic from Croatia.
Wawrinka's
girlfriend. Defeated Kiki Bertens, the number 8 seed of this tournament from Netherlands in 3 sets. So it was not an easy match. She had to battle through it.
Is it possible we would have Wawrinka and his girlfriend win the Australian Open this year?
I don't think so. I don't think
so either. I think Djokovic will have something to say about that, and Serena, but wouldn't that be cool? Let's go, Vekic.
For you, maybe.
Let's go, Wawrinka. Come on.
Next match, Anett Kontaveit from Estonia.
Strong player.
Defeated Petra Kvitova from Czech Republic. 7-5, 7-6.
And didn't Kvitova? Oh no, this was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So Kvitova, one of my favorite players, Grand Slam or a major tournament winner. But Kontaveit is a firecracker.
Well, we heard a lot about her yesterday. Remember, we were talking about her last summer. So maybe she'll do something big this year.
Yeah, Kontaveit's a firecracker. Don't ever doubt Kontaveit.
Next match, Naomi Osaka from Japan defeated Anastasia Sevastova. 3-6, 6-love, 6-4. I read where her coach Sasha came down to talk to her after she was down 3-6, and supposedly the match turned around. And my question is, do you really think the coaching made a difference?
You know, that's a great question. My thing on the coaching, I don't care for it. Now, I know we have a lot of people that watch this show that have difference of opinions, and I think, though Carla and I disagree a lot, but I think we both agree that the coaching on the sidelines is preposterous. I've never been coached on the sidelines. She's never been coached on the sidelines. I don't know if it's necessarily Sasha, and I don't know Sasha, but I know that he was involved with Serena for a while. There was a falling out there, not my business.
Well, that was her hitting partner for a long time.
Her hitting partner, yeah, and good job for Sasha to now have a lead coaching job with a heck of a player. But I don't know if I'm going to give the coach credit here for turning that match around. I think I'm going to give credit to Osaka for digging deep.
I just can't. I mean, can you imagine them playing at a Grand Slam? I mean, you have to think for yourself. It's a one-on-one sport. It's not football. It's not baseball. It's tennis.
Agree totally on that. I think Osaka dug deep, and I don't think we should give the standing ovation to Sasha. I think we should give the standing ovation to young Osaka.
Next match, Ajla Tomajanovic from Australia beat Johanna Konta in 2 sets, 6-2, 7-6.
Yeah, Tomajanovic. She's been around a while. Konta, again, we talked about when she played. Who did she play? She played Stevens and beat her. We talked about Konta and Stevens looking a little bit out of sorts, maybe physically, maybe mentally, or both. So good job for Tomajanovic for winning that match.
Yes. Okay, next tournament is...
All right, next tournament's going to be the Shenzhen Open in China. What do we got there?
We had just a few matches. There were a lot of matches that were suspended due to rain, so I only have one match.
In Shenzhen?
In Shenzhen.
So it rained in Shenzhen and I think Auckland as well.
It was raining in Auckland, but the rain delayed the Shenzhen Open.
Let's roll.
Arina Sabalenka from Belarus
defeated
Ekaterina Alexandrova from Russia pretty easily, 6-3, 6-3. I know a lot of people are looking up to see what Sabalenka does this year.
I'm a big fan of Sabalenka. One of our viewers, Kiyosama, who is an international mover. She moves everywhere. Shout out to you, Kiyosama. We love you a lot. She's a Sabalenka fan and expects the best from her, and I'm with Kiyosama on this one. So wherever you are in the world right now, Kiyosama, we're with you, and go Sabalenka. She's from Belarus, right?
She's from Belarus.
All right, let's go.
Next tournament?
Next tournament. So that was our only big one from Shenzhen.
There was a lot of matches that were not completed.
All right, so next one, Auckland, New Zealand. What do we got going on in Auckland? I think Venus is there, right?
Yes. Well, since you mentioned Venus, well, let's start with Venus then. Number 6 seed in this tournament defeated Laura Davis, another American player, pretty easily, 6-4, 6-3. Good match for Venus.
Venus defeated her 6-4?
Yeah, good match for her. I mean, if she's trying to win a Grand Slam, she needs to win these smaller matches. In my
Yeah,
opinion.
I'm a huge Venus fan. I like her coach that she is no longer with. He was a fine coach, and hope the best for him as well. Venus, at this point, I still think can win another major, but I would like to see some of these younger American players, Collins, Townsend, who I think needs to work on fitness a little bit. Lauren Davis.
Yes. Well, Lauren Davis has been around.
She's been around a little while, yeah. I'd like to see some of these players start beating her, but hey, a testament to Venus's long tenure on tour, and she's still fighting. So let's go, Venus. I hope to see a lot from you at the Australian Open, maybe even win it.
This was a match that I watched because I actually like this teenager. Amanda Anisimova from the USA. She's 17 years old. We watched this match yesterday. Defeated the veteran, number 5 seed, Barbara Strykova from the Czech Republic, pretty easily, 6-3, 6-3. I think she is the future of American tennis. I was hearing the commentators comparing her to Anna Kournikova. Please don't compare this girl to Anna Kournikova.
Don't do that.
Just because she has blonde hair and braids, she has nothing to do with Anna Kournikova. She's aggressive, and you can tell she doesn't care about the beauty, and she just wants to play tennis.
So we have talked a lot on this show about sometimes when young girls get wrapped up in the modeling stuff. Kournikova was an example. There's hundreds of women's players that do this. We have Bouchard that's gone through it. We have Ivanovic that went through it after the French win. We have a lot of players who've done this, and unfortunately, it's hard to focus 100% on tennis when we're in photo shoots all day. So please don't compare Anisimova, who is she moved from New Jersey as a kid and with her parents to train to Florida to have a better chance in competition. We hope one day we can do that for our kids. In the meantime, we'll train them here in Alabama. But nonetheless, this girl's got potential. Let's not try to lure her away for photo shoots at the point. Please leave this girl and her family alone. We need her. Let's fight. And I say go, Anisimova. Let's go.
Definitely. Next match, Eugene Bouchard from Canada defeated Biabane Scoos, which we never heard of. She's from Netherlands. It was a tough match, 3-setter.
Great job.
But still, Bouchard needs all these matches going into the Grand Slam.
Here I am just mentioning Bouchard. Again, Bouchard, is a beautiful girl, a wonderful tennis player. Lest we not forget, she made a final of Wimbledon in 2014. She has potential, and it's hard, again, to play tennis 8, 10, 12 hours a day, breathe it and sleep it, and also do photo shoots. So go, Eugenie, Canadian player. I hope you're back, and I hope you're able to separate the trivial from the important.
I hardly doubt she will. But our next match, Bianca Andreescu from Canada defeated and upset Caroline Wozniacki from Denmark, 6-4, 6-4.
I'm not shocked here. Wozniacki's a defensive player with not a lot of power, kind of Radzwanska-ish, but a little bit better, and that's Angelique Radzwanska-ish. To me, if I'm watching Radzwanska play and I'm watching Wozniacki play, it's the same. Hence, they tend to get beat down a little bit when they meet an aggressive player.
Yeah.
All right, move
on
forward.
to the next tournament.
And that would be Doha?
Doha. The Qatar Open.
Men, let's go.
Yes. Tomáš Berdych from Czech Republic defeated Fernando Verdasco, another veteran, 3 sets.
Not surprised. Berdych has always been the better player. I'm a fan of Verdasco, but he's had some shady match stuff going on. I think the U.S. Open against Murray and a couple other things questionable. We won't get into that. We talked about this last year. Go Berdych. I love you a lot. And I hope that Berdych wins a major one day, but unfortunately I don't think that's so.
Well, I read where Berdych said that his back was hurting him all last year and he had to stop. So maybe we'll see a good comeback from him.
Let's go, Tomáš.
Next match, Novak Djokovic from Serbia defeated Martin Fosovic from Hungary. It was a tough match. Remember they had a rematch last year.
His name
3
is
sets.
Fusovic.
Fusovic, I'm sorry.
Fusovic. Fusovic is also from Bulgaria.
He's from Hungary.
Hungary. He's a Hungarian player.
Yes.
Fusovic is a man. You see him on the court, boom, he's stacked big. I mentioned Fusovic last year a lot. He's a man. I don't think that we will see anything less from Fusovic in the future. I think we'll see a whole lot more.
Well, he took him to 3 sets. Next match, Roberto Bautista from Spain beat Stan Wawrinka from Switzerland.
I didn't know this.
6-4, 6-4.
See, she had these scores for me for this show, so I can kind of react to that. Didn't expect that
bummed out
at all. Vekic, please talk to your boyfriend about this match, and hopefully he's ready for the Australian Open.
And the last match that was currently playing but finished, Novak Djokovic, this was his match today, just now, defeated Nicolas Basilashvili from Georgia. Three sets. They went to 3 sets.
So I'm going to do a quick shout out to Johan Kriek on this match. Last year, Johan had mentioned to us and another group that we stay associated with that he thought Basilashvili, the Georgian player, should be in the conversation for the top players up and coming. Now he's been around for a little while, but I think he won a big tournament last year, or maybe I forget who he beat. But I met Johan Kriek respectively at a fantasy camp, USPTA in Woodstock, Vermont. I want to say 2009 or 2010. Had an opportunity to share a court with him. I had a Federer hat on, so he called me Federer all day. But I love you, Johan. I think he won the Australian Open in 81 and 82. But I will say that Johan Kriek was right here. I think he ended up losing the match, and Djokovic won it. But for Johan to pull this out of the bag way earlier last year, I tip my hat to Johan. So a shout out to Johan for this pick. I am now on board with Johan on the Basilashvili pick. I think we see a lot from him at the Australian Open, and if not there, then elsewhere this year.
Next tournament.
Great pick, Johan. The Maharashtra Open and India. The Cilic pulled out this tournament.
Yes.
Right,
notable matches. Ivo Karlovic from Croatia defeated Ernest Gulbis from Latvia, 7-6, 7-6.
That's a great win.
I can imagine this was all about serves. 7-6, 7-6 is a score where they were holding their serves and it deciding match. I guess it's a tiebreaker.
Yeah,
you have the tiebreaker. So whoever messed up on their serve.
Yeah, and I like Gulbis too. She's a Gulbis fan. He gets temperamental. We've discussed this for 2 years now. But go Gulbis. Hey, good job for both players here.
Number 1 seed of the tournament, Kevin Anderson from South Africa defeated Jamer Munar from Spain.
Oddly enough, coincidentally, Kevin Anderson, South African, and the owner of Wytech Strings is South African. Pretty cool,
There's
right?
a lot of players from South Africa.
Yeah, Johan too.
And we met a tennis player here in the island from South Africa.
We were out hitting balls the other day, and a gentleman down the street, he didn't even know we played, showed up at the courts. We hit balls with him, and he was South African too. So we've got Johan, we've got Ivor Savage, and we have Kevin Anderson.
Okay.
Come on, make some noise, South Africa.
Number 5 seed, Benoit Paire from France defeated Gilles Simon from France, 6-3, 6-7. And they're currently in the 3rd set right now. They're playing right now.
Let's see what happens there.
So we'll see who wins on that match.
Hopman Cup. Let's move on to Hopman Cup again. There's going to be a link above that pops up from a previous video we did about tournaments like the Davis Cup, the Hoffman Cup, and other tournaments coming into existence like the Laver Cup and World Team Cup. And why this is changing the game. So check out the link above and check out that video so you know our feelings on why these tournaments are getting phased out for new ones. So check out that link. But scores.
All right, Hopman, Great Britain defeated USA 2-1. Cameron Norrie defeated Francis Tiafoe 7-6, 6-love. Tiafoe has not won one match this whole Hopman tournament. Not one match.
Carla, from a coaching perspective, I think you and I have called this out. He spends so much time on the loop when he creeps up on his forehand. He spends so much time here when he hits it. It seems like he leaves his whole opposite wing open. It's a constant barrage of running around it to hit that shot. If he doesn't make it, it seemingly leaves him an extra foot of court open, and people take advantage of it.
His biggest problem to me is a serve.
Double faulting at will, double faulting 2 and 3 times in a row. And again, it happens. I'm a big server. I like to put serves in at 120, 130. She knows this. But sometimes when it's not clicking, we have to overcome that. And I don't think running around inside outs all the time is great. I think we should work on the backhand with our coaches, work on hitting it, even if we hit ourselves off the court with it. Yeah. Let's work. Come on.
Serena Williams defeated Katie Voltor in 2 sets.
Expected. And
then Katie Voltor and Cameron Norrie defeated Serena and Francis in doubles.
Now this kid Norrie I had not seen play a lot until he played Tiafoe. Didn't he lose to he beat Tiafoe?
Yeah, like I said, Tiafoe has not won one match.
Corey hits some amazing shots, and not just lucky ones where we're running across the court and get lucky and drill a passing shot down the line on the run. He was doing it consistently, so good job for Norrie.
Last match of the Hopman Cup for yesterday was Greece versus Switzerland. They're up 2-1. Roger Federer played Stefanos Tsitsipas and defeated him 7-6, 7-6. So it was a close match.
Well, look, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you got the maestro, arguably the best of all time. I know that's tough with people out there like Budge, Laver, and so many other players along the line. So I think Michael Jordan said it the other day the best. I don't want the term the greatest of all time or the GOAT because there's so many players before me in a different era that could qualify as well. So shout out to Michael Jordan on that one, the basketball player. And I think Federer would think the same way. But personally for me, for Tsitsipas to go with arguably the greatest of all time, 7-6, 7-6.
Let's go match for him.
Great fight, great job.
Great
and again, we shouldn't forget about Roger this year. But again, a close proximity to Roger, 7-6, 7-6. We got to watch out for him for the Australian Open. Both of these guys.
Maria Sakkari defeated Belinda Bencic in 2 sets, and then Sakkari and Stefanos Tsitsipas defeated Roger Federer and Belinda Bencic.
Well, great. Again,
But Switzerland did qualify to go to the finals.
Well, good for
They did
Bencic.
qualify the
Good for
Hopman.
Bencic and good for Sakkari. I hope that Sakkari again gets rid of the large percentage of forehand she has off her back foot. She's a Greek player with Tsitsipas. Hopefully, we see more from both. But Sakkari, if you're listening, please hit that forehand as much as you can off your front foot and stop leaning backwards when you hit it.
She's not the only player that does that. There's quite a few.
All right, let's work on footwork and let's get there in time. All right, so that's it
That's
for
it for
scores.
matches, yeah.
All right, so we always want to do a health tip of the day. My health tip, or our health tip of the day, is good food over medications. I know a lot of people need medications, prescription medications for survival. Believe me, for survival. However, a lot of us take prescriptions for high blood pressure, depression, stress, and the list goes on. Things that we can overcome without medications. So, a lot of the medications, in other words, what I'm saying, come from bad diets. I mean, I have blood pressure. I have high blood pressure. Not me. I'm just saying in general. We have high blood pressure for diet because we eat the wrong things, and now we take these medications which have side effects, and the list trickles down into a domino effect. There are plenty of easy recipes that are faster than fast foods, that are cheaper than fast foods, that are cheaper and quicker than TV dinners that can change your life. Google it up, food versus medication. And just think about it. Just think about it. A carton of eggs, or if you don't like eggs, I'm just making up an example of cheap foods that are way more healthy than certain things that we run through the drive-thru for that will eliminate medications. Carla nor I have taken any type of medication for a lot of years, and it has been life-changing. I've had a lot of injuries, and I have found that taking the non-surgical approach and using diet, rest, and exercise has made me come back even quicker. At 41, I go through these type injuries a lot. I'm dealing with the knee now, and I found that food, proper diet has been quicker for me in terms of recovery than I've had arthroscopic shoulder surgeries on the shoulder, knee issues over the years. So check it out. I'm 41 years old and have found that proper food, diet, and exercise is better than surgical approaches and non-medical approaches. But again, that doesn't mean that those that with chronic issues and so forth don't need it. Just those that tend to think medication is a quick fix. Look at food, diet, and attitude and positive energy first. I promise you it's life-changing. So, Nadal pulls out of Brisbane with a thigh injury. We've talked about this before. Is Nadal done with injuries? I think he personally is young enough to recover with rest, just as we've discussed. Surely he's not on a bunch of medications, some pain stuff, but you can't blame him. What do you think?
In my opinion, I wouldn't even play the Australian Open. I'd get ready for that. French Open, it doesn't matter. Australian Open is usually Novak's tournament.
Yeah, so. I would agree. Novak's won it, I think, 6, 7, 8 times. Yeah. Nadal, if my advice to you, take it easy. Try to get your 12th French Open and get another major. Your thoughts, comment below. So that's it, everyone. Happy New Year. Thanks again to YTech Strings. For myself, I am absolutely privileged to be able to share these strings with people, and believe me, it's well worth it, and everything is reasonably cost, or at a reasonable cost. International viewers that we have, I know we have people in Serbia, Morocco, Mexico, Germany, Austria, etc. I know there's always international distributors that YTech is looking for. If you have any, desire to be involved with the YTech Strings and the distribution thereof, please contact me. Comment below or go to the YTech Strings website that is in the description field. There should be a link there. Thanks to all of you. This is going to be a good year, I promise. Let's go.
I think we got like a week and a half for Australians.
Got a week and a half until the Australian Open starts, and we are going to get everyday coverage there. So, hey, strap your seatbelts in. We're good. If you want to contribute to Carla and I's channel, please, there's a link below to do so. Again, we don't ask for contributions for our personal pockets, that we try to make this fun with racket giveaways, string giveaways, overgrip giveaways, and those contributions help us to make those winners with better prize money. Like the show. Give us a thumbs up below. If you don't like it, tell us why. We're open to criticism, as any tennis player would be. Hence why we have coaches. You are our coaches.
You can follow us on social media.
Follow us on social media. 5K Tennis on Instagram. 5K Tennis on Facebook. Carla Space, Justin Space, Davis on Facebook.
5ktennis@mail.com.
And
or
Twitter.
5ktennis1.
On Twitter.
On
5K
Twitter,
Tennis
yes.
1 on Twitter. So, as Carla always says,
Adios.